Ah, the Nazca Lines. If you've ever stumbled across them, you know they're more than just lines in the sand. These massive, enigmatic geoglyphs etched into the desert of Peru have captivated historians, archaeologists, and even conspiracy theorists for decades. But what exactly are these lines, and why were they created? Could they have been designed as some sort of message from the heavens, an invitation to extraterrestrial beings? Or were they merely part of a more ancient, spiritual purpose tied to the mysterious Nazca civilization? Well, let's dive into the mystery of the Nazca Lines and the myriad of theories surrounding their purpose, because, my friends, not everything is as it seems when it comes to these ancient drawings. First, let's paint the picture. The Nazca Lines stretch across the Nazca Desert in southern Peru, and they're not just small etchings. These things are huge. Some of the designs span over 1,000 feet in length. The lines were created by removing the reddish-brown stones that blanket the desert floor, revealing the pale sand underneath. From above, you can see patterns, figures of animals like spiders, monkeys, and hummingbirds. There are also geometric shapes, spirals, and straight lines that cut across the landscape. But here's the kicker, these designs are only fully visible from the sky. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone create such grand designs if only the gods, or possibly extraterrestrials, could see them? And that's where it gets interesting. Ancient pathways for rituals or communication? Some theories argue that the Nazca Lines were part of an ancient ritual, a kind of roadmap for spiritual ceremonies. The Nazca civilization, who lived in the region from roughly 100 BCE to 800 CE, was highly advanced in their knowledge of astronomy and agriculture. They built irrigation systems to water their crops in a desert environment, and their understanding of the stars and constellations was quite remarkable for their time. It's believed that some of the lines and shapes correspond to celestial bodies, acting as a kind of astronomical calendar. The Hummingbird and the Spider, two of the most famous geoglyphs, might have aligned with important constellations, marking key dates in the Nazca people's agricultural and religious cycles. Perhaps these lines were not meant for the extraterrestrial eyes, but rather for the Nazca priests and shamans, who would use the lines to track the heavens, guiding ritualistic dances, sacrifices, or agricultural practices. Advanced knowledge of astronomy. One of the most compelling aspects of the Nazca Lines is the sheer sophistication of the people who created them. Ancient cultures across the world were deeply connected to the stars. Look no further than the Great Pyramids of Giza or Stonehenge for evidence. But the Nazca, well, they took it a step further. Their understanding of celestial mechanics, the motion of stars, the passage of time, and the relationship between the earth and the heavens, was advanced, to say the least. In fact, many researchers believe that the lines could have been used as an astronomical calendar to predict events like solstices, eclipses, or the seasonal migrations of animals. The Nazca people might have used the lines to mark the positions of key stars or planets, and these celestial markers could have informed their agriculture and rituals. Could they be messages to the skies? Now, let's entertain the idea that these lines were not just for humans, but also intended as some form of communication with extraterrestrial beings. This theory, often associated with the ancient astronaut hypothesis, suggests that the Nazca people were in contact with extraterrestrials. The fact that these geoglyphs can only be fully appreciated from the sky has fueled these claims. Why would you go to all this trouble to create these enormous symbols on the ground if not for the purpose of attracting attention from above? This is where things get truly speculative, and dare I say, fascinating. Some believe that the designs were part of an elaborate alien runway, a beacon for UFOs, or even a message to extraterrestrials, signaling that the Nazca people were ready to make contact. And let's not forget about the lines themselves. Some of them stretch across the desert for miles, so long that they could be seen from aircraft, a feature that only makes sense in the context of flying machines, doesn't it? Unsolved mysteries and theories. Of course, the idea that the lines were designed for alien communication isn't universally accepted, and frankly, there's little physical evidence to back it up. Yet, the theory persists. As we dive deeper into this enigma, let's touch on a few of the most compelling theories that have emerged. 1. Religious rituals and processions. One school of thought argues that the lines were ceremonial pathways used in rituals or religious processions. They might have been intended for pilgrims or priests to walk along in honor of gods, with the various geoglyphs representing deities or animals central to Nazca religion. According to this theory, the shapes could have symbolized elements of the earth, air, or water, reflecting the cosmological beliefs of the time. 2. A call to the sky? On the more exotic end, Some believe the lines were deliberate signals to extraterrestrials, their shapes meant to convey messages to beings from other planets. This theory posits that the Nazca knew, or perhaps learned, about the nature of the cosmos in ways we haven't even begun to understand. Maybe the lines were intended to catch the eye of alien visitors traveling in spacecraft that could hover high above the Earth, just waiting for the right signals to come through. 3. Geoglyphs as maps or water sources. Another theory suggests that the lines were, in fact, maps of underground water sources or routes used to locate water beneath the desert. The lines might not have been purely decorative at all but served as a navigational tool to guide travelers through the harsh terrain. When it comes to the Nazca Lines, the mystery endures. Were they created as an intricate network of pathways to connect the earthly to the celestial, or were they something far more extraordinary, a message to the stars? Maybe we'll never know for sure, but the beauty of the Nazca Lines lies in their mystery, a reminder that we are only beginning to uncover the secrets of ancient civilizations and their knowledge of the world around them. Whether they were drawn to communicate with extraterrestrial beings or to honor the gods, the Nazca Lines are a stunning testament to human ingenuity, celestial understanding, and the belief that our connection to the heavens is far more profound than we might imagine. So, the next time you find yourself staring up at the night sky, just remember, maybe the Nazca people were looking up too, hoping for something more, something beyond what they could see, waiting for the day when the lines they drew in the sand would finally make sense. And until then, the Nazca Lines remain, a riddle wrapped in the desert dust, forever calling out into the cosmos.